Tonight, I mean,
Tonight.
we're going to be looking back on a very good friend of ours that will, in my mind, will always be welcome and will always be accept our little group here.
Regardless of the situations that happen or happened or will happen. That's another thing I always liked about Mage. Well, I'll call him my gamer tag over other things for now. Maybe later I might say other stuff, but that's what I kind of liked about him. He was always that guy that had the personality. He was always nice to everyone else. He gave everyone else, even if I felt otherwise or that person was being all out, douchebag of the year award, Mage always was like, it's all good, bro. I think he did a little bit of marijuana at one point. He had that personality there normally, and then I guess he'll say then he started smoking, and then he started doing the pen. But I always enjoyed his personality because me and you were in our 20s, and he was a little higher up in this. He's in his 40s, I think. When I met him, at least he was around his 40s, and he just existed in Fallout. I went up to him thinking he was some rando younger individual like us or younger than that, and it's like, wow, he's an older individual giving the game a try. And at the time I met him, I was like, I'm not much of a high level myself. I wasn't no high roller, but I wanted to help low levels, even at the low level stage. Like low level to me is like 20s up to like level. So you hit level 100, at least 50 and up, you're a high level. But anything under that, you're still a low level. And just because you're higher level than the 5 you met or the 1 you met, and you're only like level 20, don't mean you can hoard all your junk and say, hey man, you just started. I also just started like a few hours ago, but I'm going to give you some stuff too. Just because I'd hate to see you start the game and have a whole lot of nothing. And Mage was, I was willing to help anybody in the Wasteland at the same time as well when I met him, but his personality kind of clicked real damn quick. I mean, at the time my wife was, at the time maybe even just fiance, Amber. I was trying to get her into playing the game, but she's not a gamer. She's blondie chick from Australia that really cared much about playing a Fallout game. She was more outside, do things outside, and then when we kind of settled down, she settled in. She might go out there, she might swim with her daughters, or she might get frisky, and me and her bother. Wasn't her thing to hang around. That's like you going to having a friend, and every day of the week he goes to the bar and then gets stuck on LSD while he's at the bar. Not only is he eventually going to be a nuisance to you and everyone else around you, but then you're going to have to deal with him taking him home as he's tripping out. And eventually you're going to say it's enough to know. But even through all the shit that was going on with that, and Amber wasn't fond of it, she let him stick around him. And she even tolerated it because it wasn't like so bad that it was unbearable. It kind of confused her. And the things that usually confuse my wife do one of two things. Nothing good, and she'll back off, or she'll try to figure it out. And she just tolerated me. She didn't hate the dude for doing it. She didn't dislike his personality. Once I told her that I kind of think some of that is just regular old little. And then she didn't really care, really. But there were times where he said some things, and I could tell in his voice he was either drunk or high, but shit happens. That's what he always says. When something happened, he couldn't really fix it with his happy attitude thing. He'd say, fuck them. They don't need us. That time it was just me and him, or me and Amber and him. Me and you, it's all good. He don't need us, and we don't need them. We got our own, we'll tear the wasteland up and set the wasteland on fire the second I get on every day anyway. So it doesn't matter who it never mattered to him what experiences we had in the game. And it was like that for a hell of a long time. And I remember hitting level 50, and he was like higher. He was a higher level than me a long time after. I don't remember what level he was when I met him first. I've known him for 2 years. I've known him for 2 years playing this game. Just 2 years, just knowing him and playing the game. So, and we met on Fallout. So, for all of you that are like scratching your head saying, but Fallout first is Fallout's first. It's not its first birthday. But we're talking about actual years, 2 years in the games. That's beta. That's for those beta players that say, well, it doesn't count. It did for us. At Christmas, it was our 2 year. And we were fine. We just chilled no matter what happened. Mage always ended up happy. Well, sometimes not, but that was when me and him got into little arguments. And there was that one time that we both went to bed pissed at each other. Next day, both of us were off kilter. Our whole days were like, askew, like crazy. And then we got back on and we're like, man, and we apologized basically. And then it was fine. It was great. That was probably one of the bigger ones we've had. Other ones were like saying things. He made jokes that I didn't find comfortable. Amber may not find them comfortable. At the time we were thinking about it, we still didn't have the girls yet, so the girls were completely not in the picture yet. We were thinking about having a kid, and every time he would say something that we wouldn't like, and he wouldn't say it again. He apologized usually and didn't really want to cause any problems between us. And we tolerated him on certain days that would be not worth saying, man, shut the fuck up. Because again, you said yourself, people have been nice to him. You're right. People weren't nice to Major a lot out in the video games. Everywhere else, I mean, he was fine. He worked the mechanic job, and he was just there. And people would go into in the mechanic job. His life is in his control in a certain way. He does his job, and people can't just show up at his place of business with the people he works with and say, do it like this, man. He's going to tell them to go away. Take your car if you want, and get the fuck out. If you can't, sit there and wait and let me do my job. He was somewhat in control of that. It was in the Fallout game. Me and him, we couldn't control everything that was going on. There were moments, again, where someone would show up, someone would do something like go and nuke his camp. He was, ooh, fuck these dudes, I'm so mad. But he was like, okay, yeah, my campground is short. I'm unhappy because they did it for a malicious reason. But he said tomorrow it won't matter. Because we're in repair now, me and you will repair tomorrow. I was seething with anger, though, because, I mean, how could someone be so malicious? How could they be so, they would be the ones you called stupid. To sit there and waste a nuke on us to try to rain on our parade. The only thing they rained on our parade was good vibes for the Mage at that point. He didn't give a damn. It was still good vibes and rainbows for him. And over time, he said, man, don't worry about it. Tomorrow, whatever I don't fix right now, and that's when I had to teach him how to use the camp machine. And his camp was pretty odd then as well. He's been through 2 camp changes since. But then it was kind of a mess. It was our mess. He went from not knowing how to use the camp machine a little bit to build a camp and build the walls and the roof to I taught him how to repair all structures, how to wire stuff. Because some real dumbass told him and lied to him and said, hey, if you link all the generators together with a wire and you spider web everything, when something breaks, that generator will basically pick up the slack of the other generator. I told Mage, they lied to you, man. At this point, we'll never know whether it was for the sake of, he was making, oh God, he was at that one camp back when vending was still a thing. He made, God, a shit ton of caps more than me a day that I could make in a week. That was fine with that, because, I still to this day, I can't, if I get 1,000 caps in, I'm just where can I spend this on? What can I spend it on? I don't like it because I was cap farmed so much in those time frames with him. And dealing with that crap, I'm just paranoid because I get caps. I'm like, nope, gotta spend it. Don't care on what. I'll spend it on beer, I'll spend it on food, and nope, can't do it. Now I'm a bit more chill with it, but he always was like, fuck him. If something happened, he was always getting on the game in a good mood for the most part. If he wasn't, he'd say so. And first impressions were always a big thing for me and Amber, and we tend to stay away from people if first impressions said otherwise. Things like Soviet and Bio, just those people. First impressions, they'll get what's coming to them one day, and then the Soviets still end up getting what's coming to him twice over because he again is just such an asshole, knowingly, and then liked it. And I helped you away from those people because I kind of showed you a better perspective. Maybe not to leave them at that point in time. I was more trying to get you to see a different perspective, and you did, and you left, and you joined us. And you've been here for damn near, almost 2 years yourself, I would say, just about. And now here we are, and enjoying ourselves. We made a joke about Mage being... We made a joke about stupidity.
Yeah, we made a joke about Mage being stupid. Actually... Also, while I'm doing this, I'm going to invite... We
shouldn't have joked about it either.
Right.
I wouldn't hate to have joked about it and made him mad, but I'd also make a joke about you being dumb too, and me and you both joke about how fat you are.
Right, I joke about myself being fat. I don't...
Look, we all have that kind of personality, the three of us did, that normally we can make some jokes like that. We can talk bad about ourselves. We can talk bad about... I got my Vault-Tec suit, big boy goggles on. I got this.
I don't really care in what way you insult me or tell me something. I tend to not let it get it under my skin because I know for a fact that you're just messing with me. It's better to just let those things go.
I didn't get it.
Strifes or anything, and you've said it best yourself. You can only stay mad at somebody for so long.
Yeah, but then you got to remember the story about people dying mad at people too. What the last thing they said was go to hell to the person that was still unhappy that you were holding a grudge, and then you tell them to go to hell, and then the rest of their life is hell. And they get to hell, and they're like, it's oddly calm here, oddly peaceful. In a sick, twisted way. I wasn't intentionally going to call him stupid because at this point, like I said before the video, when we were at Foundation, running around the Foundation, I wasn't trying to make him feel stupid for real. At this point, everyone that plays the game is stupid, especially the ones that stuck around since beta. You get all this knowledge to play the game. It's like, now there's nothing to do. What is? And now then the Bethesda's like, oh look, new update, kerblam, new stuff to do, new stuff to learn about. It's like everyone that felt like they knew everything about the game are now like, duh, like everyone else is just jumping in for the first time. And it made me kind of, you see your levels and your knowledge as a baby, and it grows up. Then the game resets itself in a theoretical way, and you have to learn something new. So you might see a baby resetting that was once a baby, now someone like a teen or an adult, now resetting again, where hell is just learning new shit. In a way, you're kind of dumb. Everyone is. Just because Wastelanders came out, everyone is dumb. Until they learn something new, and then they're less dumb. And you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you got knowledge, but compared to this update, no one knows what the fuck is going on. The ones that do are either the dev team or that one YouTuber that's always like, oh wow, I got the PTS and I'm already beating everything, and then something's up then. I still hate it when some YouTubers get the first crack at shit and they get the final say in some things as well. And then when everyone's not working for everyone else, the dev team's like, who knew? Okay, back to work. But we're all dumb. We all share the same blue and green planet with everyone else. I kind of see life in a way as a faction. Again, like I said in the last video, about what William's saying about everything. Nothing matters. I mean, do you want to sit there and cause the factory boss the problems as you're fighting with the other guy that down the street from you? Because every day someone dies, every day the same day someone's also born. So there's no shortage of workers. So I kind of feel like right after that video, this happening, did I pay attention to the story if that's the case? No. We kind of made Rage quit. I mean, we both did. But I wanted to reflect on the memories I've had with him, because maybe then we can send this to him, or
that's what I was thinking.
Or he might randomly find it along the way. I really doubt he'll find it, because we're not popular YouTubers, and I don't know what he watches. But it's 2 years I played with him, and even in the lowest times of gameplay, we always pulled through, and we always managed to come out with a smile saying, "Fuck you, Wasteland, we're still here, and we're still burning shit down. We're still tearing shit up, and we're still having a damn good time." Even in the darkest of moments, and the grimmest of times, when O'Neill passed away, or when other shit happened, whether it be me on Mage, or something happened with me, and Mage was there saying, "It's all good, bro," or times where Mage has gotten attacked, and my brain was like, "Those people need to pay. Vengeance will be ours," and Mage is like, "Fuck them. Don't even bother. There's nothing they can do. They're not going to bother us anymore today. They got what they wanted from me." And he just didn't care, and it baffled me for so long, and now I kind of get it, though. I kind of get what he meant. He always forgave someone by the next day. No matter what time they did their thing, he always forgave them the next day. He didn't care. Water under the bridge is all good now. No sense in worrying about what happened yesterday. He tends to not care or remember the forgive and forget thing.
Right.
And which, again, like you said before, and I agree with that, it's so out of character for him, but we also got to acknowledge how much shit he's likely gone through before me, before you, as well. He's in control for a lot of his work, and then this happens, this turns run happens. So it wouldn't be gut-wrenchingly surprising of a shock to say that, the game was like, to him, like it is for me in PTSD. Where the games like this, or certain COD games, will let me unload my problems in the form of gameplay and have a little bit of fun. Where, let's face it, in the world, no one's in control of their own life when you're outside of a video game. Even when you're in the most control, you're in the least control. And that's kind of why I feel bad for making him feel bad, and him not really say anything about it really until shit happened and he left, and I was like, and then I was dumb and commented as well and said some things right after that may have made it even worse than it already was, and then I got to realizing that he might mistake what I said the day before I started apologizing as something more sinister than it was. I was frustrated yesterday with the game, and I've always told people, don't get on the game if you're in a pissed mood, because then you ruin other people's days too. It's a thing. In a way, again, I kind of wanted this to be a self-reflection. It's a practice what you preach moment, and here I am straight up not doing so. The game frustrated me, and instead of fucking off and at least staying in the chats or something, I played the game too. But he got on it, which is he was the guy running up the stairs, like, let's get some shit done, and I'm the one on the other end on the firing side, and I'm just kind of let it all out on Mage, and I felt bad for doing so. I really do. I didn't really sleep good last night because of it, knowing that 2 years he was my low level. He was the guy I was helping, and vice versa. After a certain amount of time, we both, once I helped him get a whole hang of the game, me and him he was like you are for me to back up. he was using the backup thing before, with granted less problems along the way. He paid attention more. He sometimes pays over attention. I got to give the fucker credit. He always seems to be paying so much attention to the game. It's like, Paige, you still there, Paige? Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just looking at my camp stuff, thinking. I'm always thinking. He's always thinking. So again, like I said before this video as well, he wouldn't, if he was stupid like he thought we said he would, like he thought we meant, he wouldn't be playing the game. Gears were always running his brain all the time. And, I mean, I figured he wouldn't. I don't know. I couldn't imagine how he would think we're being serious. He's always, and he was always paying attention to his ammo supply. I always rambled on about keeping at least 1,000 rounds. When I got to 1,000 rounds or so, I started looking for more because I knew that some of those guns, that was my we're getting empty meter. I'll have to go find more. Like when I had my 10 mil submachine gun, 1,000 rounds, might hit me for 3 or 4 more clips, but I would switch to a gun that I had more of to make do until I found more. I always wanted to kind of keep it above 1,000. And then he starts doing that too. As you notice, I drink upstairs, we got that real quick. And then he started doing that himself. He always was looking, I'm checking my ammo, checking my guns. So we taught him, if he was really stupid, he wouldn't have been doing that shit. He wouldn't have been like, oh, hey, let me go find the 10 mil to try to keep extras. At that point, I was really surprised, honestly, that he has enough box room to carry ammo like that. That was baffling. I didn't think he would do that. And I'm super shocked that he did it because of his intelligence. No, I'm actually shocked that he thought about that. I never would have ever done that. That was something I don't do. I keep it on me because I have weight to carry. Baggage, if you will. And here he is doing something I never really thought of at the time. Like, oh, hey, look, I could just put my ammo away. Bang hand on wall here. And then his box ends up being full and he has a problem. But well, remember him saying something like that, right? Oh, okay. It just crashed on me.
Yeah, it did.
Is it still running?
It's still running.
Awesome. But that's what it is. I mean, he always kind of was like paying attention to ammo. I don't know if I got that part from the time I got to do it again. We taught him how to watch your guns, get it up as high as you could. He found that part on his own. I would have never cared if it was me to be like, oh, look, a gun with 200 life. Whoop-de-doo, let's go do some sparklers. That's neato. He always cared. He always wanted to make sure. He wanted to make sure our guns and our armor was like that. He made a point to make sure. He always kept more than enough ammo on him for even sometimes us. And then I started carrying shit to myself, and it's like, things would offer, I'll pass. But and then, I remember that day that he was kind of gone when he left. He was like that. He was like, give me a second, guys, I'm thinking. He was sorting his ammos and guns out all in one scoop. Something that one of us would have been, if anything, too dumb to care to do. And he does this between every big run we do. All the time. And I just kind of, when I heard him say it, I was just sitting there marveling at it. Like, here we are. We always want to, may not always want to go. We also can get ourselves in situations where it's like, now I'm out of ammo. I have too much weight. What's the problem? Ammo. Or something weird like that. He has hardly ever been like that where he leaves a location over comfort. He always did him and played and then was like, how do you win? He's always had our back. from the very beginning that we met you to the very beginning you met me, he's always been behind us, making sure we were fine. And now that he's gone, I feel like our group is empty. I think that's why he left so quick like he did, is because he's always got our back, and we're sitting here having a good old time with him, and then, and now it's like over. We're done. It's kind of that thing that I think we may have caused a problem, if you want to talk about it as a joke to being allies on enemy soldiers. Maybe we kind of made him one of our enemies, and we're sitting here trying to push on, or may hell not even push on, because this is but I came to the full conclusion that he might actually not come back today. I kind of thought to myself, well, it's understandable if he does not throw. We did treat him like shit to the point where, he didn't want to come back. And we didn't catch that we were doing it and didn't practice what I preached to be more like him. And because of that, I ran him off. And I feel bad for that. I hope he comes back. Because he hasn't done nothing to us truly enough anyways. But also not able to join his servers, so either, like when I'm trying to join off his profile and stuff, it disconnects me each time, so it just hurts, because I would like to be with Mage. He's a good friend of mine. I really enjoy being with him, and I feel so stupid for doing it. But because of it, I can't be around him no more, and I can send him messages all day long, but how many messages will I get to send him before he says, dude, fuck off, we're done, leave me alone? How many times can I come back and try to fix the shit before I can't even do it in his own world to actually try to get into a team, to try to get his attention, to even get remotely close to apologizing to him? And, it's my fault. I'm taking all the blame here. I mean, I just feel bad for it. And I would love to just get this video in and just send it to him and just say that I was sorry. He's not big on reading. I know he's not one of those dudes that you just send a paragraph load of shit to just to say those two little words, But I figured he might like to see it, to see that, he means more to us than he at this current moment thinks. I mean, like I said, he means a hell of a lot more than he thinks at this point that he knows. He's always got our backs. Now that I feel like he came up, we were like a little triangle sweeping the thing, with the flat area being us and him being at the very point at the end. Now we're just a line, and we can't do it. We can't really do it alone. Yeah, we got Rex, and we may got a couple other randos, but at the time, without Mage, no one else is on. Rex is in the chat, but he ain't existing. He's here and plays. Like you said to Alice, or not Alice, Kate, even a couple times, I'm here. I don't have a reason to leave, but I also don't have a reason to stay either. And he was just fine with that, just existing. I don't really like it. He wants to just exist, but he's here. The Mage was, but it hurts. It really bums me out to think that playing the game, I stayed playing this terrible, terrible, terrible game for him. I knew you're you didn't follow me regardless. Eventually, if not the first second.
Right,
but
and if I'm not follow, I'll still stick around.
I didn't want to quit this game for sure, like I said I would, just because I knew I'd be leaving him behind. He's been doing so much shit for us. I kind of feel like I kind of owe it to us. He's been covering our backs forever that I can remember, and then here we are coming back, and we're the two biggest assholes of the year now. he might just move on and not come back, and he might just come back and not even remember what the fuck happened. I understand either one completely. It's completely our fault. If anything, it's my fault. And I understand that. I'll take full blame here because, like I said, it's just, we shouldn't have said that to him. I wouldn't, if I could go back and apologize for any of this shit, I'd tell him that, you're a friend. And without him being around us when he is around us, I feel like our team is empty. We're no longer I guess you call it a bro triangle. See, there goes that thing again, the triangle of success.
3 amigos.
Where it's a triangle of success thing. Here we are trying to keep it a triangle. At the same time, we just broke it into a line. We're, in the triangle of success, we just lost one of our sides. And now we're having to work double to be punished because we were stupid enough to do it. We were dumb enough to mess up our own triangle that it's possibly over. We shouldn't have done that, and it's over now. Like, if it is over, it's over. Completely understandable, but it still hurts though, because if you want to talk about it as they call it the same thing as the Vault-Tec challenge.
Hey,
we challenged
I'll be right back. I gotta go walk on my mom's back. You can keep chatting on the thing though.
Okay. We could always call it the Vault-Tec challenge shit, as we could, and we're here doing this shit. We called it off. Mage probably would have had fun doing that. I thought about it a couple times, and now, we're here.
Sorry about that.
What is it?
That was my alarm. Sorry. But it's still going.
We're still here.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back, though. I don't really have much else to say, because we wouldn't have enough time in these videos, honestly, to really, that's how it is. Mage is a lot more useful to the group than I think he knows. And
Mage is a great man.
Right.
That's something I would have said about you had you left. Hell, there was one time that I thought you were about to leave, and the person I was talking to at the time, I just said, "Look, this person's a good man. One of my better friends and best friends of all time." And I feel like you just left me. But just having this whole Mage situation, it's something I can say about him.
I see that's a lot of that. I see us doing is us repeating a lot of shit. I see, but we're repeating old events in a way,
and we're logging this.
Hopefully you'll see it. I mean, I'd of course love to show it to him, but
we can't do that right now, anyway.
Yeah,
but if he does come back, we can let him know that we logged our apologies and our thoughts on him.
On your channel.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here right now. So,
if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be talking here.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't have been here.
Right. If it wasn't for him, I would have never done half the shit I did on here, on this channel. The Fallout First video, that was more of an inspiration because you told me the events that was going on. Half of the information that I got was thanks to you. You know, as much as we miss Mage, I gotta hand it to you. I gotta thank you for being. I got to really thank you for being here, not just for the video, but thank you for being here and staying with me. But Mage is going to really, if he doesn't come back, he will definitely be missed.
Right, for sure.
But we don't have a shit ton else to say, do we?
I don't think we have enough time in these videos to really get going and talk about some of the strange things, you know. The big memories, I mean, I've covered a couple just easily, but there was a whole lot more we could have done as well. So many different chats, different types, you know. There's just so much stuff. I would love to eventually talk about with people about him, because, you know, it's not every day you also see an older individual playing these games, and yet he's been over 2 or 3 that met. I had the pleasure of meeting, and then have fun while they're doing it, enjoy their games, or enjoy the game with them, sorry, not their game, enjoy the games with them. And then some of them didn't stay, one of them was, you know, in his 80s when he went, and it was just, what little time I had I was grateful for. But, you know, we're losing, we may have lost Mage, and maybe one of those things that's kind of forever lived now. But he will definitely be missed, so you're not wrong there.
And he will always be welcome to come back. Always.
I had to explain to my daughters that I said something stupid to him. I said something stupid to him. I was the dumb one here, and no, he might be gone. They were sad. They know him a little bit as well. They've kind of interacted with him a bit. I mean, I could talk about times that at the time it was just Kate, Sabrina, and Mars. They'd fall, and I'd be on the headset, but they'd have the controller because they got that Bluetooth one, and it was fine. It was whoop-de-doo. He wasn't like other players where some players are like, oh, you're a girl player, wow. You don't see those often. You see those less than you see African-American players or something like that. They had some hateful or stupid sexist thing to say. He was just fine. His whole gameplay went out like normal. The only difference was he was playing with one of my kids, and that was it. So, done. What you do? He treated them the same way you were supposed to treat someone. It was nice, though. And that's what I want to mention. I feel bad now that he's done so much for us, and we haven't done a whole lot of anything for him but be there. And I blame myself for all that. Because now it's, in a way, it's time to it's not time in a way to change and do different, and you know what I'm saying. I'm losing my brain capacity myself. These games are really draining at best, playing these games excessively. Now at this point, like I said, I'm too bummed to continue playing because of Mage. But maybe at least the new people he did meet before getting rid of us. Maybe he'll have enough fun. Maybe he'll come back and talk to us. But think about us. If he doesn't, I hope he enjoys whatever.
Also, another thing I'd like to mention.
This
could very well be, since he did say he wasn't feeling too good that one night. Maybe he just said that, and also he could be having another moment where he's puking his guts out again. Just playing the game to get his mind off of it, because he's not in any party chats right now, so that would make sense to me. He hadn't had one in a while.
You can always message him, And
I did. I actually messaged him
how he's feeling today. Did you ask him how he was feeling today?
No, I didn't, but I'm actually going to do that.
I'm afraid to continuously sit here and message him and run that risk of him actually getting mad at us in the long run and be like, man, why you keep messaging me? I'm kind of done playing with you guys, and then find out the hard way. It'd be my fault.
Right.
That's like how he played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto with us. He also played Borderlands, Dead Rising 3, Sniper Elite 4, Fuel, which I'd never seen, in Borderlands 2. Games I didn't know Mage played. I never would have ever thought of him being a Borderlands dude. That's the Borderlands pre-sequel and Borderlands 2. I'd imagine if he friends a lot of people, I would say, or follows them. There's people that friend him all the time. They might add them as they may add him or otherwise. There's a lot of people he's friends with. Like, I'm not even kidding. He's friends with so many people. He might not who know they are, but he's that kind of guy. He just wants to be. He'd rather be friends with anybody he meets than not be. That's kind of why I feel so bad. Because, again, he'd rather be friends with anyone he ran across with, no matter if they were douchebag of the year or anything. He tried to stay friends, though. I just feel bad for it. I hope he gets this soon. I don't want, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and message him all night. I figured if you message him and ask him how he's doing and let him know that.
I asked him how he was doing.
Or maybe mention that, we have a video that's going to be out for him soon. Maybe mention your channel. That maybe that same thing, that way he won't have to drain himself. But I hope he come back, Mage.
I do too.
I feel bad for treating you so bad. I really do. If you were as dumb as we think you are, we wouldn't have been here making these videos. Me and Bromby wouldn't be together. Some of this shit wouldn't have happened. Oh, Rex is speaking.
What's he saying?
Oh, Rex is doing something. I hear Rex just audio. Sounds like he's got a nail gun or something. I just hear, he's playing Battlefield. But without Mage, we wouldn't be here by now having the fun we're having. We'd be here, we'd be whatever. But we wouldn't have been here. And Mage has, been our little triangle succession. I kept making that video, and I can't believe I made that whole video of So I turned the volume up thinking that he was talking to us. I didn't want to leave him to us either. But and here we were yesterday yammering on about a success triangle, and then I turn around and do something. So I try and do something stupid like this. I mean, I felt bad telling my daughters yesterday that, hey, I said something stupid and now my age is gone, or likely going to be gone. Understandably, forever possibility. You know, it's completely my fault. But it felt bad to tell them that because they were really fond of Mage too. And, you know, Mars hadn't said jack shit to me since, so she found Mage funny and interesting. So Mars is now mad at me, of course, too, but again, that's kind of the perk, if you want, of doing stupid shit and treating people badly and being that bad player that you keep saying you don't want to be, and then look in the mirror and you see that you're that same player. You keep telling people don't be that. You can't even practice what you preach. I didn't practice what I preach, and this is what happens when you don't practice what you preach. People leave. People don't want to be around you. They can sometimes hate you or just leave. And that's, at minimum, they leave. If he doesn't come back, I'll never forgive myself for any of it. Never. At all. I couldn't forgive myself if he doesn't ever come back. Because I'll know it's my doing and me working so hard to teach people stuff and try to get them to be,
good people.
Trying to get me to be like that, and trying to do whatever I can to get people to want to be with us, if anything, that that happened. And I managed to not do so. I feel like a damn hypocrite in a way. I feel so bad for trying to teach people like you, especially, how to care and be friendly to people. And you do a good job of that, but we're still learning at the same time. And then this shit happens, and I'm like, why didn't I pay attention? Why didn't I pay attention? Why did I care so much about helping you, or something of that nature as well, that I just flat out ignored the fact that we made Mage feel stupid, and in turn made ourselves the dumb ones. We treated him badly, and with the greater scheme of things flowing downhill, we're the dumb ones. We treated him like that. That's I guess all I can really say, and I don't have any excuses for it. I just kind of wish that if it's gonna, at least if it's gonna end up being one of those moments that he doesn't never come back, I at least hope he'll find this video one day and see that we logged we couldn't truly get to him.
I mentioned that we were making a video talking about the good times with him, to him.
Right. I'd hate to see him ever come back, and I mean, I don't think he'll never come back, but again, like I told you before, if he goes, and he's gone for like 2 years, there's people that come back to my list sometimes on a daily basis that they're like, hey, you remember me? We used to be in a Discord group together for the BOS, and I don't remember who they are. Little Knight showed up recently, like a few weeks or a month or so ago. It's like, hey, you remember me? That's what he said. We used to be in a Discord together. He disappeared for like hell, I don't know how long, really. And all of a sudden he's coming back and he's playing Fallout for once. And it's like, hey, you remember who I am? No. Sadly, no, I don't. I'm not going to lie and say I do. But still, you know. I kind of remember him. I said vaguely after, like, waiting and thinking about it. I said vaguely, but still. Night was night. He didn't really... He wasn't like, you know, he wasn't as memorable as Mage would have been if that was the first time moment. You know, Mage was really just, in a way, just out there. He kind of stood out. And that's what I think really drew me to him the first time we met. I mean, I kind of thought to myself, I'd be a real big dick to just sit here and not and leave him to that. Likely his first time here in the game, for all I know, I'd be a real asshole. And this is back when, players were either way were somehow no count, even as low levels. I mean, like I said, not every low level you find, Free Wastelanders was a good player of sorts to be like, yeah, I just started the game yesterday moment. All of them are like, I just started. Some of them, the ones that didn't go up and start their shit over for, 4 Wastelanders is completely separate from that. But, which is understandably so. They're different because they started their shit over. But at the same time, I've seen players that showed up they're not kids. What I mean, when I say, and he championed and he said some very dirty and very mean things about me, trying to intervene. And I was like, I'm not a father, you fucking pervert. I mean, he was sitting there just calling me like blasphemous and shit, and saying it's his right to harass her and a whole bunch of random ass shit. And I was sitting there thinking, this dude's fucking drunk. I swear he is. The way he was acting, he acted like, and I knew he had to be at least, best case, 30 years old. And I'm like, you know better, man. You fucking know better. You're a hell of a lot older than me, but at the same time, he acted like he was 6 and lived in a room somewhere playing Xbox, which is the mindset of a kid and the body and everything else of a man. And he was just sitting here like, fuck you, it's a rite of passage. And when I remember telling that to Mage, and that he was like that. And Mage was like, that ain't right. But it's over now, so it doesn't matter. Sabrina kind of agreed with it. I mean, she was bothered by it. She was very, very bothered by it. And there was one point we were like, if you need to go to therapy, we're okay for that, because the internet is a dangerous place. She was fine. Took his advice and said, yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, okay. I mean, that dude, I had never seen a person get so... I mean, vulgar is probably a given what do people that are doing wrong usually do when they get caught? They usually get, I'm not doing nothing wrong, or they get kind of a hostile nature. But especially when they flat out get caught red-handed, they're like, fuck you, because you caught me. If anything else, that's only the reason why they get hostile. They're mad because they think they've been sold out or some shit, and they say and do shit they normally wouldn't do. And then they get caught. That's really how it is. You were dumb enough to get caught, right? And it's just how it is, I guess. And Mage was calm. He said, fuck him. If he wants to mess with your kid, that's his own fault, That's done. We don't need to deal with it now. It's over. We made it where it's over. It doesn't matter. And, what little bit he understood, I guess. I don't know how much that he really understood about the situation. As far as I'm aware, he had no kids. He had a wife, or somebody he loved, but no kids. But It was very adult of him, to say the absolute least. So he's just like, fuck them. They can't handle the fact that you have a kid and shit going on, and they just want to get pervy. Or whatever. He basically told us we were right, but don't worry about it. I just kind of... It just... How could you not want to be around a person like Mage? He's older than both of us, but he understands. Me and you can understand hundreds of different angles of one thing. We could look at it hundreds of different ways. Mage can look at it from one angle specifically and make our multiple angles look like, make it look like we're the ones with too much brain capacity. Why are you thinking it that way, man? Yeah. Every time I get to my social list, I keep thinking to myself, he's not gone. And I get in there and look, and he is. It hurts my feelings. He's one of those players you just want to be around. He's got that nature, like, this dude's the kind of guy I would want to be around. This is the kind of guy I would want to have at a wedding or something. You trust him. I trust Mage with a lot of stuff. I would never trust other people sometimes. I worried the fuck out of myself. Me and Amber and Sabrina at the time, we all worried about him. He didn't show up one time for a long period of time. This is before COVID. And we found out later on that he's, he had his appendix taken out. That's what he told us when he came back. He told us. And I was like, I'm happy to see you're okay. Because we worried, me and Amber and Spring worried Dawn stopped. I hope he comes back. And now I might want to mention that Mom's about to come in here and chat. So I'll just be ready to pop off a stopper that comes in case.
Okay.
Maybe we've talked about it long enough. Maybe we haven't talked about it not enough at all. But you told him about our video, and I hope you take the time to see it. And I hope it doesn't, I hope everything works out. Without us, he wouldn't have had moved his camp at all in the first place. From the very beginning, we moved your camp, and then it messed his camp up. And we were like, let's give him a chance to think about something new. And we were like, hey, let's move your camp. Same spot, because the time we moved you somewhere else, I think at the time. And he had just moved down the road a little bit. That's all he had to do. It's like, we were all going to try to be around to fix my problems. And he was like, sure, I'll give it a go, I guess. And then he did. He had fun with his new camp, the one that was like multiple layers of total nonsense, unscripted, but it made it work for him. And that's what I liked. It was like, it's kind of like Mage and abstract art and shit. It worked for him. I mean, he made every day for me fine. That's an interesting topic. The raider that tells me to fuck off every time I see him, offer me a stim packer right away. That's you telling me to fuck off. Like I said before, it's just... It makes it easier to play the game. And sometimes when I play the game with him, I forget how shitty the game is. And I have too much fun with him to care that Todd's hunting for me or whatever at this point. I don't care, with Mage. So he covered us. He made sure we were fine. He made sure we were safe. And we were all three out playing, and it was like a triangle succession. And then I feel like if Todd was going to do anything, he would do it now, because of course Mage is not here to stop us or stop him. You know, I feel like things didn't happen as often when Mage was with us. I don't think there's enough things to say about how sorry I am. You know, I'm repeating myself on multiple occasions. But I can't think of anything else to say besides how sorry I am, because again,
it's not just you, it's the both of us.
Well, I haven't heard you say a whole lot of much anything.
True, yourself, but I told you before I was giving you the floor. I said you know more of him. You've known him more than anything.
I'm giving you the floor too, because you had your own personal experiences that, you know, to the appendix that I couldn't stay up all night like you idiots do. When we're having fun, I don't have to. Bunch of
most of the time,
whenever
I was
single
on with
parents, or just have more than one child, more than like four. I have like four myself. All you people that can do that, you're doing a hell of a job. I don't know how anybody can do it. They're so self-sufficient, it's so needy, so much attention needed. Oh boy, sleep is necessity. So I like the fact that you get to hang out with Mage, and those nights that I don't stay up all night like you and him do. I don't know how you people are all. You're younger than me, and he's older than me, and yet y'all can stay up all fucking night long. I always wonder what it's like to stay up with you and him.
I'll be honest. This is just coming from me. Staying up all night, 5 o'clock, like till 6 a.m. wasn't the most fun. Once I actually started getting around to actually getting up, going to bed earlier, like let's give or take 11 o'clock p.m.
That's tearing down where you are.
Yeah, I felt a whole lot better waking up at 10:30, 9:30 sometimes. But I know Mage can't pull that sometimes because of work and other things that was going on.
But, you know, I figured, well, you guys stay up later than me at least. You know, I would be long. I feel so fucking tired right now. I feel assed out. Whereas I've been
I wanted to show you something. If you get out of the bed in the game real quick.
I see you.
Something I'm willing to let you have though. It's just a.
I don't know what you're doing, but okay. I saw you wandering here with something fancy. I like how the bed is like, and it's like, okay. Ooh, a bow. Fine.
It's an instigating compound.
I turned my bow into a pistol. Yay.
But.
On 76, but it has the Curse of Vanishing. Every weapon you get has Curse of Vanishing. Oh boy. That's fine. Anyhow, I enjoyed everything so much about Mage. I named one of my guns after him. Because it just, you know, that's one of my... The lever action rifle does its job, but no matter what you need it for. I mean, do better as a quad, but again, I might name my quad after him. I just named the Furious one after it because he was one of those bears you don't poke if you were an enemy. Enemy in the game, you didn't poke Mage. Mage lights you up. It gets you that 10 mil.
Right.
And you beat
that one night we were staying up. I saw that it was, and I just saw the two projectiles. I was like, that's a 2-shot, isn't it? I didn't ask him, but I knew it was a 2-shot. That thing fucked things up. And then I started playing around, and I know he's a VATS man, so I started playing around with VATS myself with my anti-armor fancy pump-action shotgun. Ooh, boy.
VATS are fun, bro. If they hit. I have a couple.
But with shotguns, it makes it's a whole nother story. With shotguns, it's a whole nother story.
Right, but I think sometimes VATS just doesn't really get it.
Right.
Again, I've
You
had
kind of have
times
to be
where I've shot
point blank
a
for
automatic
vets to
weapon.
work a lot of times.
Right, but he's way farther behind than us, and we're sitting here using bats, and like, I can't hit the motherfucker. He's like, pop, 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 dead. I'm like, damn. Oh, man. You know how that is. You know what I'm talking about. Mage is that guy. He gets you with that 10 mil. If you tried something stupid around him, he gets you. He lets you know you fucked up with that 10 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd make a raider shit himself the second they'd start a fight. He's also out like guy that never died. He always had, even without the resources, I never see him pop off a stim pack. I never see him go down and be like, hey, over there, you got in the army suit, can you help me out? Real quick, gas, help. You know, like we do, where I jump off cliffs and break legs and limbs, and he'd be like, no, sir, not me. I also have never seen Mage pop off a stim pack, and that's usually us. So, but Mage never died either. He kept it going. He kept his character going since he left the vault. He only died a couple times. So again, you think if Fallout 76 was really oriented in the concept of, again, you die at sea and your character's gone, you have to get a new one. Mage would still be here. I mean, yeah, he died a couple times. We're not close to it, but I'll give those a fair pass because he shreds everything he gets hold of. I've shared tons of stories to share with him. I mean, like the ideas he gets about vending and stuff. I taught him how to make things a little cheaper for I told him you're in a region where people are either doing one of two things: being high level, being in an area where low levels are to help or hurt, or low levels are leaving the vault. And he was on the way to Morgantown. People literally at that time, where his camp was the first time, would come to his camp and he'd make thousands of caps. I mean, thousands. He'd probably hit the max at least once or twice. And then it was, well, maybe not once or twice, but he'd do all this stuff, and he'd spend it all before. He may have hit the max that day, but maybe after like a few days, he'd hit the max 30. At the time, it was like 10K. Now it's 30. And even then, that's where he may have hit it then too. But it's like, damn, I got all these caps. What to do with them? I'm gonna go do this. And he'd spend them. He'd get a Morgantown train station like he still does. Even though he's an ass sheet, he still goes to the Morgantown train station as usual. Run through the train yard, kill shit, and go to the train station, come back. He hasn't broke that. I'm gonna call it a tradition now that he moved his camp twice, maybe 3 times, and he's not stupid. We were stupid to make him think he was stupid, but he's not stupid. Because see, every player in this game is usually like, run, go do thing, go new queen, repeat, every day, 365 days. But here's Mage trying to find something new to do. He was up to go with us to certain places. He probably, if it wasn't for the time that one time you did it, he probably, I really would bet, he would flip his lid and go to AMS with us that one time for the gear. God forbid he actually finds that quest. If he does, I hope we're with him when he does.
Yeah.
He'd have a field day and a worst day of his life. I mean, it would have been like a bittersweet moment there. Thank you for the thing about the what'd you do? I just got like a what quest did you
Squatter.
complete? Oh.
It had to be Kappa Squatter.
I didn't get no alerts either, so I don't know. I'm just sitting there talking.
Yep, it was Kappa
I hope
Squatter.
he gets this video, and I hope he watches the whole thing.
And if he doesn't, I hope Mage comes back.
I do too.
Right. Like I said, this could be. I feel that maybe within a few days, you might actually wonder what we're doing. Because he didn't say anything like he was too mad at us, did he? Or hated us?
Well, I mean, I told you, I read off the messages to you though. He was pretty pissed at that time.
Right.
But it doesn't mean he's
at the same time he said he loved us.
He said, you heard me last night, you said I was dumb and slow. I love y'all, I'm gonna start doing what I want peace bro by.
Right.
That doesn't say he is, and that doesn't say he isn't. And then right after that, I sent him the nail in the coffin that may have made him leave. I said some things that made me sound like I was entitled. And I ended the thing with being an ass, and I said, I'm sorry that you think poorly of us. Peace. And that was, well, I said until the next day, I told him that I was sorry, and I actually realized what I said was, though it was somewhat true, was also understood to be, could be wrong. And 3 hours ago, I sent him the thing saying that, I told him an hour ago that please come back. And he hasn't said anything since. I just feel that's not bad, man. I think if Mage didn't come back, worst case scenario, he never came back, there would be no spot in that triangle. We'd be alive. And that's it. We'd be
an obtuse angle.
I would literally not want to find any new person to fill that void. Ever. Because there's not I hate to say it, but there's not another person that's worth filling the void past Mage. There's not a person in hell anywhere at all, here or otherwise, that I would want to say that could replace Mage. Because there isn't. You're here, I'm here. Without Mage, we're something, but we're not whole. He could be sick right now, like you said, but we haven't seen him since then. But again, that's just Mage. That's a possibility, but Megan Rocket, if that's not possible. But like I said, man, it's also apparent that he might not come back, and I want to be prepared for that if he doesn't. But he also might just take a long ass break. If he doesn't ever come back, I'm gonna be sad because I embarrassed myself to have to explain to them that I was stupid enough to say shit like that. It's because that Lars won't talk to me anymore. She's so mad at me. I mean, understandable. She likes Mage a lot, and so did Kate and Sabrina. Well, Jinx is not even old enough yet to know who Mage is, but I'm sure she'd enjoy him. She'd find him funny in some way if she's not much of a talker. She's doing the same as I think Mars did when she was a knee-high to a duckling. She didn't want to do a whole lot of anything and be around people. See, a lot of them, I've noticed when we adopted, and the way we did, they all had the same kind of personality at that time frame. Though Kate and Sabrina were kind of already older when we got them, they kind of followed the same pathway. New home, new people, a shit ton of new faces damn near every day. Not doing this. I'm going to huddle in a corner. I'm not going to die, but I'm going to huddle in a corner and rethink everything. And it became a shot. And now it took Mars, maybe a month, 2 max, to break that. She's not all up in everyone's face like Kate can be, where she's overly excited to meet someone new, or she's not like Sabrina, where Sabrina's gonna do things that Sabrina does and get very interesting. And she's not getting anything appropriate either, but still, her personality, both of their personalities shifted. But they shifted a lot quicker than Mars did. And Jinx is too young for us to know quite yet, but so far she's already showing signs she's going to be She's still getting all the lore of this one. What can I call it? I couldn't call it shy because they're hybrids. They're completely separate from us. But they all the ones that know Mage enjoyed Mage. Kate enjoys Mage, and Kate said, I mean, of all the things for you to say to him, why? Arya said nothing, and she went, gone, bye. She's here, but she's saying shit. I mean, I understand that. But she went right off the bed when I said it. I think it kind of hurt her feelings. But the Mage is, you know, he's not dumb. We're not, if anything, we might be, he's not. Again, he thinks more about the game. I think he really thinks more about the game than even the developers could ever imagine anyone thinking about. You know, they program the game with ammo and bullets, and they do their thing as half-assed as they can. I don't think any of them would be like sitting there like right now, like, oh God, I got someone somewhere is going to be like brain smoking mathematician, rocket science, think about every second and plan for a whole year's worth of gameplay. I don't think any developers like that. They never sit there and say, wow, there's going to be that one player that's going to be 100% prepped all the time off writing. And that's Mage. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. He, always. And it, like I said before, I didn't really see it until that recent yesterday moment, or the day before or so, where you said, chill out for a minute, bro, I'm checking ammo and stuff. And I'm like, oh. And then you get it. And then you really kind of get it. That's what I'm saying. You really get it after that. When you hit that point with what he said, that he's paying attention, you really get to see that. And I still don't get how he could possibly think it. At the same time, though, he's not retarded, he's not an idiot, he ain't stupid anyway at all. He knows exactly what he's doing. Sometimes even he knows more about the game than we do sometimes. He's always, we get him to thinking, and then he says nothing for like 5-10 minutes, and me and you're like, Mage, yo, that's what I was thinking. And you hear what he was thinking about, it's like, damn. It's something completely new. Something I don't think anyone else would have thought about. You know, the shit that no one else would be caring to think about, if anything. Because it's too much effort. And he's putting all of that effort in. He's like, you won't, but I will. You know what I mean? He's a tell. That's Mage. You won't do it, but I'm gonna do it. Because I feel like it, or something. And that's Mage. I mean, so he'll come, if he comes back, I'm gonna be grateful. And I'm gonna, if I can help it, try not to continue and do another thing like that again. But we might not be able to get that chance. But if I get that chance, I'll do everything I can to, you know, to not screw up anymore. Mage deserves a kind of more than we've been giving him in the past. That's all we mentioned. He's given us a hell of a lot more than I could even, like I said, fit in these videos.
I know. know this is important, and I feel like we've said a lot. But I would like to end it here because we're leaving someone in the dust, and also I think we said a shit ton here.
I don't think he's playing right now anyway. He's talking about Rex.
Right.
He's playing
I don't think he's too bothered, but I just wanted to mention that this is, I don't want to be too hurtful or anything, but Mage, if you are watching this by the off chance, I know you don't ever search anything up on YouTube, but if you do by some chance get this,
or find it some other way,
I miss you and I love you, bro.
You actually do search it. Yeah, same here. I do. I really do.
But for all intents and purposes, I'm not even gonna I don't know if I should thank you for being here this time.
I'd rather thank Mage for being here, if anything. Even if the off chance he doesn't hear it.
Maybe I'm being a little selfish here. Thank me for being here to do the stream and apologize to you, or have the ability to do so. But I know this isn't about me, so I just didn't know how to end this video off very well. So, but anyway, thank you guys for being here. I guess. And Mage, if you're watching, thank you so much for watching. We're just kind of distraught about this whole thing.
For sure.
That's it. Like I sent you in the message, we'd love you to come back. I hope you can forgive us. But I'm going to end this here. Thank you anyone else who was watching us talk about Mage. But we will see you guys in the next one.